defense attorney.
He loves magic. Here we are again with Edgeworth loving magic.
Oh wait, we're gonna have to dismantle Larry, aren't we?
Yeah.
With his yep.
But when this will be the 7th time, so don't worry. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it's just like I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometimes between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one that used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So was you. Point fingers.
Steps to the other side of the room. I'm the prosecutor again.
But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
She's in love with Larry.
Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
No.
No, magic. Iris. I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her?
Mia?
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 The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. My how many times did I get kidnapped? Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Duexnim?
I can't tell you that.
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. Lies.
Lies.
As I thought. No psycholax. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Here we are again, our Larry. Court will now reconvene.
Eh?
Hey, Miss Von Karma, where's the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something, very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained, eh? He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. I have no idea who that could be.
Could be anyone.
I can only presume that. Anyways, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Laurice, Duexnim, I hope you're ready. Get in here! It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Ah! Your sketch is in contempt of this court! Hey, I was just artistically rendering. Ah! You tried to run away from the bailiff who's trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, Viridian. Larry. This isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working the fields, eh? I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new motto. So see, I got nothing to do with this trial. At all. I expect all your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ow. 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 What the fuck? Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Ms. Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking, eh? Witness? That was all your fault. Testify now. This is too much for me. What'd you see? I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? But I still have you, edgy. Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation? Or anything else? Yo, you kinda right. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been to the cause of numerous incidents, both. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Every case. Every single case.
Every single...
Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let's proceed with a cross-examination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time, eh? The lodge on the mountain, looking up the stars that night.
It was cloudy.
Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. Huh? So, witness? Any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stain my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? You fucking... See, you can do it if you try. There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. Walked to the bridge a number of times. Why? A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say, eh? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack. Using this blackmail letter. Well, blackmail? No, that was simply a product of overflowing love, You huffy puffy loosey goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy puffy loosey goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh? Well, you see... Being called those things doesn't seem to bother him at all. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry! You really didn't see it? Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see us as a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile. Say snowmobile for me, please. Says this is a snowmobile. We truly have none to hide. Then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up. Oh, what is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. Seems I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm gonna strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. I didn't see anyone on the bridge that night either. He didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces. Now! It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. It seems like he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. We gotta speedrun this. Okay.
So we gotta present something to something.
Is it the note?
Oh wait, he didn't meet anyone? Didn't Phoenix meet him?
But we don't have any proof of that.
Didn't he talk to Phoenix though? He said he didn't meet anyone? When you just like look at the...
Let's see. I was at the lodge in the mountains, walked to the bridge a number of times. I didn't see a snowmobile. Didn't see anyone at the bridge that night. Oh yeah, you did see Phoenix. He's in the hospital.
Yeah, he met him.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. What about this dude?
What about your friend?
Oh, I just realized the descriptions are from Edgeworth's point of view. A friend
My
since
friend,
high school fell from Dusky Bridge and is currently hospitalized. Homicide detective at the local precinct in charge of the initial investigation. That's kind of generous. I thought that would be a lot harsher.
Yeah.
Went to the inner temple for spiritual training, is now trapped there. Maya's cousin was apparently with the victim at the time of the crime, currently missing.
Oh, right. I forgot she was missing.
Prosecuted this case, he apparently holds some sort of grudge against Wright. Had none. Discovered the murder, her bad back really bothers her. The victim of the incident, picture book author of unknown age, Larry's teacher. Defendant, none, doesn't have any spiritual powers. My friend since grade school. I don't remember how we became friends though.
Oh. The best kind of childhood friends.
My mentor, Manfred von Karma's daughter, born and raised in Germany, prosecuted at 13. Alright, well. Oh, we gotcha! Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, I haven't realized just how much of a nuisance you have been. That could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? Certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. Ah, you totally pinned this on me. Now then, let's talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts! That's right, me, in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. Doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents, eh? That reality will never change. Never!
He even hit his gavel.
But, well, what do you want me to do then? Larry, What you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Telling the truth, huh?
Try it.
Edgy, I think I finally woken up.
Character development, as stated by him.
Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyways, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask it again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? It's just a new testimony, okay. I went to the shack around 9, so it could have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burnt out. Like, almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. You just caught cold. You know, falling off a bridge, that's what happens.
Into a freezing river.
Yeah. I never know what that meant, if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Ashworth, please commence your cross-examination.
Oh yeah, I guess she had no idea that Nick fell
off a bridge. And
yeah.
Edward just casually is mentioning, like, oh yeah, he fell off a bridge. Don't worry about it. He's good.
It's okay.
Went to the 9, so around... I went to a shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m.
He went to lay down at 9, and then it was 10:30.
Get the clock correct. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? I said the mean time is 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait. And I thought she might come early, too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyways, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. Lying on ready when a white flash almost blinded me. Thunder. This light was, of course, lightning. Like kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom. Or a little like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well from the fire in my heart. And
he was just like, yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah. And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge. Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind.
Maybe the fire bridge is warmer.
Yeah. I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is the small shack you were in from the bridge? hold on. Well, yeah, it pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk? And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press it for a little more info?
Always.
Which one though?
Probably why you didn't call anyone, because, you know, bridge on fire.
Larry, let me ask you one thing.
And there's a phone right there.
Yeah, you're right. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's see why you didn't. Yeah, okay. A reason. A reason. Isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? Right at the bridge, and Nick showed up less than a minute later. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the exact same time as Wright? Yeah. I thought I better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyways. What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less. You told me about the burning bridge yesterday. But there's still something that doesn't quite fit.
I think we gotta present evidence to what he just said.
Despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. Should we press him with the other question?
Give it a try. I think what we got after though was the new statement that we have to put shit out after that one.
This one?
Yeah.
We're at the bridge, and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
Something to go against that minute later.
Look at the weather. Lightning struck at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. Wait, that means it still would be on fire by the time he
Yeah, when it was there, it was still burning. I mean, that's what Phoenix dealt with. There wasn't pretty much out. So, weather data on that?
Right, the bridge, Nick showed us a minute later. I don't think we have the right statement though. Let's ask him for the other question.
Give it a try.
Why did you go to the bridge?
Because it was on fire.
So you thought to check out the bridge, huh? Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there. If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give testimony to that fact, witness. Well, my reasoning? Oh, okay, reasoning, is that? Okay, don't worry, I'm good at reasoning.
I'm a reasoner.
I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
Did that replace the other one?
We'll check it out after. So you decided to go and see what was happening? That's right. We're talking about massive suspension bridge burning to high heavens. That's not something you see every day. A real specular. Like, really special. You can really trust a witness who's unable to pronounce spectacle? Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt. Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can. You know, it's one way to deal with bad luck.
Yeah, but then you're just an asshole.
I'll give you a few hits too if you like, with my whip. Told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. Alright, did it delete? 9, white flash, was bridge on fire. Thunder, we'll check it out. Thought I'll never get a chance. Oh, it did replace the
It did
Nick one.
replace it.
I went to the shack around 9, so we'll be around 10:30 p.m. Around 10:30 p.m. Wait a second. But lightning struck at 10:45.
Well, he laid down at 10:30. Well, he was
No, but
doing
even
his
then.
every 20-minute thing.
Yeah, but he claims that 10:30 p.m. is when the thunder hit.
Well, at 10:30 he was laying down.
I went to the shack around 9. No, I thought he was laying down from 9 to 10:30.
He was getting up every 20 minutes to look.
Okay. So what do you think then?
I think it's to get the other question out of him. The one with meeting at the bridge.
Meeting at the bridge?
Like changing from the big inferno to the other one.
To Nick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the weather statement on that.
Why don't you call anyone? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
I think it's gotta do with like the weather report talking about like the burning.
Right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Objection! Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if I can grasp this. If you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah? Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. I mean, you probably got there around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. Like it was a performance. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred at Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there, in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Laurice. It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. For there's still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames have died down. Huh, curious. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m.
Did Larry push Phoenix into the...
That's a
Do we have
wild
an
theory.
unreliable narrator? Did we have an unreliable narrator through
Larry is the final killer? Wild. But Wright did not make it there, at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things, just tell them the whole truth. Now then. What happened during those missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. The Neptune's kiss. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Ha ha ha, pinch me. Order, order, order! Oh, ah! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see this as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you simply there to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy. Think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Oh damn, bro, he's king. He's putting on a serious face.
Villain face.
Just as I thought. You've been playing for us all this time. He's actually a fucking mastermind. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. You sure you want to hear it all? Yeah, that's the whole point. I may really say it this time everything. Ah! Then say it. Quit being a villain. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? The missing 15 minutes. I'm on Duexnim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and all that I was feeling, I transferred all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. Not at all. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You made a bad sketch.
You'll regret this, Edgy. What can we even push in this sentence? What do you think I was doing? Okay, I don't think this anything fucking. Should we just push it anyways?
I think it's better to push the after one, because...
Sketching from the bridge, whipped up. Yeah, we can push this one. So sketching? The burning bridge? The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What? Came with it? You want to hear from my lips, do you, Edgy? Yeah, you'll regret this. The sketch of mine is... Ah! Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? Got a terrible feeling about this instant this sketch is revealed. The entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Damn, I want to see a world-changing sketch.
Yeah, look at the sketch.
Look at the sketch. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. Well, even I couldn't imagine it turned out like this. Imagine what? That Laurice Duexnim's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ah! Show it! Now! Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurice Duexnim. What do you think, Shane?
Very artistic with a burning lady.
Another flying suspect. This case has it all, Shane. It's a compilation of everything we've ever gone through. Amazing. Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma? Yeah. Oh, well, it's a better drawing than I expected, you know? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Yeah. This is gonna get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry? What? The burning bridge is fine. I give it about 4 out of 10. But what is this unfortunate looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know.
Flying over the bridge on fire.
What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? What? Larry, please, answer this next question honestly. Okay. You can tell Ezra Bree doesn't want to ask this question. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artiste, a real artiste. Art.
This show is unhinged.
I like how they said hi. Are you high? That girl, she's really high up in this picture.
Good workaround.
Ah, what was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyways, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly, except like 3 times in the past. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness. Miles Edgeworth. Let's get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yeah, Your Honor, I'll expose the flying woman. Plus, I got no reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Come on, guys, I value criticism. Get that thing away from me. Woo, got the sketch. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. Okay. Did we miss anything in that picture?
No, it's a flying...
It's pretty solid. Alright.
It's a zip line. Someone put on the hood and put a zip line in through the hood.
Alright, you can hold on to that theory. We'll see if that comes back up. What do you think I was doing? Sketching. I saw Iris flying. Her white hood fluttering. Oh, we got him. got it. We
She
don't
wasn't
need
wearing
press.
that.
We don't really need press, do we? We got this.
Well, babe.
Ooh. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1. That is the truth. How about $38? Huh? That's truly the case. And there's only one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be, eh? That the person who flew over that bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. A foolishly foolish heart of a foolish statement by equally foolish fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. It seems that there are bigger fools in this world than the ones at the defense's bench. Larry, something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you gonna change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who flew? What are you talking about? I think you'll understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Angie, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Are they a thing? Why you Nick? You bastard! Coming up on my girl? I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight into the garbage. Huh.
His villain break. Oh, they don't even allow him to have a villain breakdown.
What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Laurice Duexnim, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole fucking time, trust me. Alright, where's your proof? When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Well, that was an easy one. A crystal sphere? This one, pretty, ain't it? But finders keepers. That sphere, where did you find it? Let me see, around here somewhere. Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow? Yeah, pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. This court accepts this crystal sphere.
Is that figure gonna be Elise?
Maybe.
Because it said that she fell?
Maybe, yeah. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards. There's something on it.
She tried teleporting, and she teleports via lightning and struck the bridge and fell so hard she exploded.
It's blood. There's blood on this crystal ball. What? Blood? You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Laurice, Duexnim only a few minutes ago? Alrighty. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. Search for her? Finding this beautiful crystal sphere. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare head. After all, no one else could have lost this crystal sphere that night. It's the person, isn't it?
Either the person. Oh, that's the staff.
Yeah. So.
But I don't think it's showing her. I think it's the photo of her because she has, I think, her staff in it.
Oh.
Photo release. Take a look.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Alright. Objection. Larry, look at this photo that you took. That night, there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Miss Elise Duexnim, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere. Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. Wow. A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I had one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime. What? The crystal sphere. It's gone. What? What? Oh, Nani? Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across that bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing a hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Duexnim? You guys are fucking crazy. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a child's drawing, is ridiculous. People cannot fly. Thus is rejected. You can't do that. I saw it with my own two. And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you realize as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Duexnim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Ooh. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. What are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case? That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? Nowhere! All joking aside, Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe that this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that at least Duexnim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you have called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Can we prove it? Because I really don't know.
The tracks. It's all about the tracks, Neng.
The tracks? I mean, it's kind of a stretch though.
Those are her footprints. They're walking away from it. She went there.
That's we need to connect it though. How do we connect that? We can't just say that they have her footprints. I mean, the photo, her staff's not in it, right? Oh, but this is.
It was near her. It was like on her left, or like.
Oh yeah, you're right.
outside of the
You're
photo.
right. It was on her left. Taking right over her. The courtyard. Body.
What does
theft.
the crystal just say in itself?
Has blood on it. Found half covered in snow.
Half
Wait a second.
covered
Half
in
covered
snow.
in snow. The weather report. It comes back again. Because it stops snowing eventually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. We got it.
Oh, but it's half covered. So
Half
between the time.
That means it happened. It was dropped before. Yeah, we can. Can I prove it? This isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. Oh, that's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what? That look in your eyes. It's very sexy. You remind me of the Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. But you look way hotter. That should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder.
Dave.
I can't say.
Oh no.
Weather reports. Okay, we got 4 tries.
Are you? Okay.
Weather
You're gonna go
report,
with
right?
weather report though?
That's what I'm thinking, unless you have something else you want to add.
Yeah, I guess we could either try weather report, the crystal itself, or the tracks photo.
Yeah. I'm thinking weather just because it stops snowing at some point, right? And it's half covered in snow.
I'm not. Well, it's half covered in snow.
If that means that the ball, so my theory is it's half covered in snow. That means it was dropped somewhere between 7 and 10:50 p.m. because that's when it was snowing.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
So it should be completely covered in. No, wait, no.
Oh, if it was dropped after, there shouldn't be any snow because it stopped snowing at the time
Oh
of the murder.
yeah, because it's only half covered. But is that? No, give it a try.
We'll try this and then we'll do your try next.
Oh,
Your response, Miss Von Karma?
wrong.
Wrong. Birds of a feather flock together. Are you familiar with this phrase? Miles Edgeworth. I think one such bird is calling for its fellow now. Go, Edgy. Do it. Prove it. Win. It's cheery. It's as though I'm listening to the ominous call of ravens. My points, my HP. Alright, so... Well, one more chance run. I can't turn back after coming this way. Time of the murder.
The time of the murder and when the crystal sphere was dropped. I mean, could you use the crystal itself? Because it says it's half covered in snow?
We need to find proof that the crystal ball was dropped first and then the murder happened. Alright, Shane, your turn. What's your... You make the call now.
I think just the description of the crystal, saying it's half covered in snow.
Alright.
Good for it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? I was still kind of correct. I
mean, your thinking is correct, but again, adventure game logic.
That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I need to hear from you, Larry.
You said the right thing.
You said the right thing. Your testimony made one thing quite clear. Well, what? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Ugh. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? What? Also, Neng was right. Order.
It wasn't the report, it was the orb itself again.
I'm gonna claim it as a W. On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What?
Neng, I'm giving you a half W, but that's still a V for victory.
What could that have been? The sphere. There is some blood on it, isn't there? Ugh. Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. What? The murder didn't take place at the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool will suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool, huh? And what part's so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying attention the whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed and the defendant of the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Yeah, but Eric Harmon's a liar. That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing. No, it isn't. What? Why are you being so mean to me? You say it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. Oh, she was stabbed all the way over there and then brought back? Crazy.
And then removed. Damn. She got plunging attacked when someone seen her flying around and they're like, no, none of this nonsense, and threw a sword at her.
Witchcraft. They threw a sword at her. When you want to talk about when the blood was lost from the body, that would be when the blade is removed. Aha, we gotcha. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed. Thus, there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. At least Duexnim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple.
What's a snowmobile?
You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need proof that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method in which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
Tracks photo.
Tracks photo! On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. but it could also have been used to carry a body. Order! Ah! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used a snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Justice is served yet again.
It shows that I shouldn't have been a defense attorney. I love being a prosecutor.
Yeah. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Elise Duexnim really killed? If her body was moved, where for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that stupid picture? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
That's why he drew it.
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you for believing in my artistic vision. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Hint. Excuse me? There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this is all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Aren't we best friends? Then I wouldn't have had what? Miles Edgeworth. I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. Shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. Loser.
Idiot.
What a shame.
Fool.
Friends. This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all the legal system stands for. Die.
He looked fine by the end. Never mind.
He looks fine now. I cannot believe that this witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Has his words here today have been truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, Wright. Court is now adjourned. Franziska, wasn't that fun? Woo!
Woo!
Well, thanks, Larry.